Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this video, this reading was meant to find you. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that Fool energy. This is a fresh start. This is, to me, feels like freedom. It feels like we are over something, like we are past something. Something's behind us, and we're being given the gift of this reset. Okay, I feel like you're somebody right now that's feeling pretty good about life. You know, I feel like you're a very spontaneous person. I feel like you're very open-minded. And I feel like you really do have a playful spirit, though it doesn't always get to come out and play because life can get pretty serious, you know. I feel like you're kind of a kid at heart. And I feel like you just want to dance and you want to frolic. And, you know, you don't always get to do that, though. Like I said, life can be very, very serious. I feel like this is a major energy shift for you. I feel like this is now like, this is a freedom. This is a new start. A new chapter is about to begin. Well, let's put it into some context, all right? Let's use our Dove and Serpent spread. We have a Prince of Wands. We have a Six of Swords, Three of Swords behind you. That's a good place for that. We have the Adjustment card. We have a Six of Cups. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Magician. Of course, you are the magic maker, Aries. We've got a Nine of Swords here in the environment. We've got a Queen of Cups. And we have a Knight of Swords. So a lot of court cards. Okay, a good amount of court cards here. A little bit of anxiety here in a relationship, or perhaps this is a wake-up call about a relationship. Okay, about something in your environment that something's been keeping you up at night. All right. We'll talk about that. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments right below. Now, as we look around the room here, we see 1, 2, 3 majors, a little bit of fire. Okay, we got water and water, air, 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 and air. A lot of air. Okay, a lot of air. I feel like we're getting through something. And we just need to feel it. We don't need to think too much about it. It's not, it doesn't need to be, we don't need to ruminate upon this. We need to allow ourselves to process the feelings, and we need to put that behind us because your energy is shifting. Okay? And we do have this wonderful Fool energy right at the beginning. This is the energy that's sort of like coming into the reading now. You know, this is you kind of today. It feels like you're ready for the new start. You're ready to put something behind you. You're ready to trust in the universe. You're ready to just take a leap. You know, a fresh beginning, right, is forming for you. And it may not be defined yet, but that's okay because at least we're not there. At least we're not where we were. So let curiosity lead you instead of fear. Lighten your load. Remove, well, expectations, but remove the old baggage too. Okay? Say yes to moving forward. Say yes to the next step. Even though you don't quite know the entire map, I feel like you have a good sense of where you're going. Okay, but this is more about what you're leaving behind. Okay? So start moving forward and start putting something behind you. Trusting in your instincts, right? A new self is being born. The moment that you sort of step away from what's familiar, but what's been holding you back, this is the anchor. You are releasing an anchor. You're trusting in this next step that you're taking. There's no guarantee. It's a leap. It's a leap of faith, right? But I think that it's that kind of freedom that we're looking for right now. A major energetic shift. And I feel like things are going to feel a lot easier for you. Now, you also have your Prince of Wands. It's a very fiery energy. Fixed fire energy. This is commitment. Okay? This is perseverance. This is momentum, passion. This is drive. Okay? I feel like your actions now need to be confident. There needs to be an energy behind them, a momentum behind your actions right now to fully break you away from the past. Yeah. And I think that you have a passion towards something. You're feeling drawn towards something. And you have to let this be your sort of fuel. Yeah. Move your energy outward. Let yourself be seen. Put yourself out there. It's not a time for caution. It's a time for decisive steps. Okay. Move boldly. And between these two, I feel like we're really, really feeling the freedom from something that was holding us back, dragging us down. It's like when the boat finally releases the anchor and it can just speed forward. I feel like this is a very, maybe not a rapid transition, but it's a very powerful shift from the old Three of Swords energy to the new Six of Cups energy. Getting away from some energy that was causing you pain, moving from sorrow and heartbreak into love, pleasure, and community. Well, that's a pretty good transition. That's a pretty good shift to me. Very, very good shift. Now, under the surface, we have a Six of Swords. And, this, I think, is it's your analytical nature. You tend to be very balanced. You tend to you like to have a map, I think you like to kind of know step by step how things are going to play out. But the Fool right now is that part of you that's saying, I just got to trust the unknown. I just got to leap onto this path. And I think that the route will be revealed to you as you go. Okay? The plan is sort of, it's going to become more clear once you start walking the path. You're somebody that likes to kind of have that navigation system ready to go, I think that you tend to trust in logic. You tend to trust in your mind. And I think that you understand also the power of positive thinking. But you do have a tendency to be analytical. Now, when we have a 6 plus the 3, what do we get? 9. We get, I don't want to pick it up. It's a hot potato. We get this one. We get the 9 of Swords. Because we have a tendency to analyze things thoroughly and reason things out, we could get stuck thinking about and analyzing this event from the past, but it doesn't really lend itself to intellectual analysis. It was an emotional thing. But here we are trying to make sense of it. And what we're doing is ruminating, making ourselves feel worse, because there is no answer for that. Whatever happened, whatever energy this is that's still lingering, there is no good reason for it. There is no answer for it necessarily, right? There may be logical, we understand the facts. This happened, this happened, this happened. That's where, that's why we're here. But to try to make sense of it, I feel like you're trying to, it's natural for a lot of us to feel like we got to find some reason to justify what happened. It's got to be part of a plan or something, right? There's got to have a meaning to it. Everything happens for a reason, right? What's the reason? There is none. Not always. Okay? So, I feel like there's part of you that kind of has to let go of this. Yeah, I feel like, maybe as you move forward, you'll start to see the pattern in your life. But we can't direct this energy to the past because it will result. We don't want to do this math. We don't want to do that 3 + 6 and get that 9. Okay, but I do feel like that's what's happening because of this 9 is here. It's not just, I'm making stuff up. It's actually present. So I feel like you've been looking for an answer to this, but there really isn't an answer. Okay, this is something that happened. This is a pain. It may have been a loss. Okay, it's something that hurt. But if you're facing this, you're not suppressing this. I think that you're able to release this. And that's what the Fool is doing. Choosing to not look for an answer or look for some sort of, meaning or trying to make sense of it. But just saying, okay, I accept it. Okay, I accept it. Sorrow is the soul reorganizing its truth. Feel it fully, and then move on. This experience is teaching you something, but it's not defining you. Okay? And yes, perhaps the 6 of Swords is you trying to find the lesson, trying to find the meaning in this, trying to understand what it was supposed to have taught you. But too much of this is going to lead to rumination, anxiety, misery. By reliving this event, by continually thinking about it and reliving it again and again and again, and we're looping back in on the same thing, the same questions, getting the same answers. The 9 of Swords is a misery multiplier. We're going to continually break our heart by reliving this event. And what we should do is up here with this Libra energy, it should allow us to reorganize our own truth. And we get up here with this adjustment card. Perhaps this event is teaching us how to make good decisions, how to be more discerning. Okay? I think that you're somebody who you can recover quickly from things. Yeah, you have an ability to get back on your feet or to restore your balance quicker than most people, I feel like you're also very critical of yourself, and you do tend to judge yourself kind of harshly. You've got to be kind to yourself right now, okay? Because your situation is coming back into alignment. And I think the way you look at it is that life has been unfair. Like that 3 of Swords, that's an unfair thing. And we don't feel like we deserve it. And so we want that balance, we want the balance to be restored. Could be that we're looking for justice here, Allow the universe to restore the balance. And maybe, as harsh as this may sound, we take our share of the responsibility where we need to, okay, if it's going to free us. Yeah. This is about us being very honest to ourselves and perhaps realizing that if this isn't in our life anymore, if that Three of Swords happened, if it was some kind of a loss or a heartbreak or a betrayal or a breakup, maybe it's saying that, that wasn't meant to be. And we don't know that if that was not meant to be, I don't know what is meant to be. It doesn't give us all that much consolation, does it? But balance is a continuous act of correction. We're trying to realign, recalibrate, trying to have our discernment. We're trying to learn from that experience so that it can add to our wisdom. Not just our knowledge of the facts, right? But lead us to true wisdom so that we can make good choices. See, we want to go this way. We want to recalibrate so that we can receive pleasure and love. This is the good stuff right here. Yeah, this is community. This is family. This is pleasure. This is you receiving pleasure. This is you resonating with someone or something. This is you feeling comfort and emotional safety. Pretty much the opposite of this. Yeah. This is emotional ease and healing. Give it a week. Okay? Give it a week where we try to let go of that past and open ourselves up to this kind of love. This is something comforting entering your life. And this may be little things, but they're sincere. They mean a lot. Yeah. Sometimes this card is about reconnecting with something from the past. And in this case, I'm going to tell you, without a doubt, unequivocally, do not do that. Do not reconnect with whatever this situation was, if this is a person, a place, or a thing. Do not try to reconnect with that, because guess what? 6 and 3 equals 9. That is going to, any sort of connection, if this is connected with this, or if you're trying to literally reconnect with someone from your past, it will bring more pain. Unequivocally. Because that's sometimes, with the Six of Cups, sometimes we, as time goes on, we start to romanticize the past. We start to think, hey, it was good. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, that's really what I'm supposed to be back there. I'm supposed to have that thing or be with that person, even though it was very obvious at the time that you weren't. We sometimes have very fond memories of something, and those memories may be a little bit altered. Sometimes we remember things a lot better than they actually were. So choose the path that leads you to emotional warmth. Choose the future. Your love, your community, your people, your tribe, your family, your heart, your comfort and joy is in the future, not in the past. The past is pain. The past is heartbreak. The future is love and connection. Healing is you going forward, not going back. Okay. And Magician. The Magician is sort of setting the intention. I feel that once we get free with that Fool energy, and we feel the release, and we start to heal, we start to feel good, and things are kind of, it feels like the load has been lightened, then we need the focus. Then we need to set a goal and start working a plan and start kind of like carving a path through the world, you know? You're a very resourceful person. And I feel like you're very articulate. You can probably pronounce words that I can't pronounce. You have an eloquence about you. And I feel like you're very adaptable. And adaptable is a wonderful quality. But just because you can adapt to something doesn't mean you should. And if this is a situation from the past that is not making you happy or was not making you happy, there is no reason why you should have stayed there. The magician could go back to the past and could still survive. But you do not need to adapt. So we do not need to have this in our life either. Okay. You have to claim your agency and direct your energy. Start the path that you really want to be on. Start changing your life now. Take the next step toward love and fulfillment and healing and pleasure. You have that ability. And you have to direct your energy. We don't want to direct it back here. We want to direct it this way. The magician needs to make a good choice right now because this is you. You're the magic maker. You're going to create your reality. It's either going to be this or it's going to be a 9 of Cups. It's either going to be compounding misery or compounding happiness. And you're going to create this momentum with one decisive act. Yeah. Because you're the architect of your destiny. And now the 9 of Swords, of course, is that misery. It is that rumination. And so there is something that we need to heal from. And it's obvious that it's back here. It's something that is in the past, but see, this energy is still lingering here. You can't just snap your fingers and be done with this. This is still that emotional pain. You might be too hard on yourself right now. This is emotional overwhelm. This isn't reality. I don't think this is anything that is literally in your environment that is causing you this emotional pain right now. The emotional pain is still from the past. Something that already has ended, like, technically, practically ended, but there's still the lingering emotions. This isn't your current reality. Okay, this is emotional overwhelm from something that has already happened. You don't need to suffer alone. Reach out to people, someone that you trust. Okay? Allow yourself to heal. Ground your nervous system. You don't need more thinking. Let the feeling move. Don't create a narrative around it. Don't create a story around it. The mind is the most painful when it turns against itself. So be gentle. Your thoughts right now are louder than the actual truth here. Okay. The Queen of Cups here in the, this is the position of the difficulty kind of thing, right? Because the Queen is trying to process an ending. And I think that, I think this was an ending. Okay. Like this could be a breakup. Could be the loss of a job. Trying to process that ending, trying to understand emotionally why something happened, trying to work through the feelings. It's the difficult thing, but it's the most important thing. We don't want to over-narrate it, right? We don't want to overthink it. We don't want to turn it into a math problem. There's nothing logical about it. It's emotional. Okay, this is that emotional insight. You have to be very empathic to yourself. You have to nurture yourself. You got to trust your intuition here. This is radical self-love, radical self-acceptance, emotional clarity. Okay, from a kind of just a quiet acceptance of the feelings. You don't have to fight the feelings or try to push them down. Let them surface. Okay, and let them go. That's the difficult thing. That's why she's in this position. But once we can do this, then, and let me point this out. You have 2 Libra power cards here. I'd watch the Libra reading if I were you. Now, the Knight of Swords is logic and direction and strategy and, a structured sort of rushing forward now. It's kind of like when we're free of that anchor and we freed our thoughts up from ruminating on that past thing. It frees our mind up to really do some amazing things because you're a very intelligent person. Okay? This is you now focusing on your goals, focusing on the long term for you. Your long-term growth, your long-term stability, your long-term plans for your life. The Queen is very focused on the past, but the Knights are all focused on the future. Okay? So this is now like you're thinking like a leader, and you're thinking clearly, and you're seeing the path ahead of you, and you're saying, I know I need to go that way, because your future still matters. The past doesn't really matter anymore. The present matters, and the choices that you make in the present, your thoughts, words, and deeds, are creating the future. So your future matters. You're making decisions now that are taking that kind of responsible view of the future. There's a major shift in your energy right now. Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe a 4 of Cups, maybe 9 of Pentacles, or a 9 or a 10 of, I'd say a 9 of Cups would be pretty perfect here. But let's see. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Sometimes we have to, busy ourselves in our work. Sometimes just establishing the goal, setting the intention, the magician saying, that's the life that I want to build, that's the life that I want to have. Getting into a good routine, being very focused and methodical, and focusing on our craft, focusing on our long-term growth or financial growth or long-term health and well-being. And then having the patience to start building that life. That long-term goal is going to benefit from you focusing on it, staying grounded, staying practical, and doing that work. Mastery. You're going to do something and you're going to do it well. And this is you getting back to your goals. This is you really identifying what those goals are and rushing toward them with no distractions anymore. Your mind is free and clear now to rush toward this goal. And this is you now kind of like knowing the plan, knowing the path, and just getting to work. Slowly, steadily, just building that life, building that future. So this is that major shift. And once we get away from that 3 of Swords, this shift is taking you toward fulfillment and prosperity and abundance. And you're building your life. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.